Hey, what's up, everybody? All right, this is a product designer for LiveGood. I mean, he designs every product they have. He designed it. He just went through vitamins. What is put into what vitamin? Why he doesn't put so much in one? He wants people to get the best experiences. They want the products to give the absolute best, um, health towards the body. And they're doing Q&A today. It's a Monday. He's never done this before. They're shooting out questions. He's answering questions.
JWCS is an insulin spike necessary with the creatine for better nutrient uptake. Not to my knowledge. I wonder if there's a paper published on this. I have always have been under the impression that creatine is got very good bioavailability, very good orally, and that it goes into the reserves. I mean, it does not need food for absorption. If there's something contrary to this, I'd love to see it, but I'm pretty darn sure creatine on an empty stomach or after working out, is totally fine. Doesn't need to be with food. Albert wrote in, what's the RDA for sodium and potassium? I mean, the upper limit for sodium is like 2.4 grams or something. It's kind of crazy though in potassium. The problem is it's not the salt's always the issue. It's mostly our sugar intake, right? The kidney doesn't like a lot of sugar, and so it excretes water, preserves sodium, preserves salts, and it can keep the blood sugar high, or the blood pressure. It can cause the blood pressure to rise. So everybody kind of blames the salt. For a lot of times, it's a sugar problem. It's an insulin resistance problem. That's my biggest concern. There's another. I just had another consult the other day where we were talking about. This person was on HRT, so had hormone replacement therapy. Was doing some peptides, was feeling great, feeling amazing. Blood pressure was still elevated, and something maybe pre-diabetic. I'm not sure exactly what was going on. And the problem was the sneaky sugars. Had no idea, and it wasn't really sure how to read the nutrition facts on a label. Wasn't exactly sure. Like when you start talking about per serving, per container. I mean, you think it's obvious, but it's not always obvious. So I went through a few labeled reviews and just said, hey, look, this is what we got to watch out for. And I asked for, hey, give me some of the foods you're eating. And what's so funny is when you start asking people for examples of the foods they're eating, they might mistake a drink for being healthy. And then you see it that it's, 35 plus grams of sugar in a container of 12 ounces of liquid. You're like, whoa, that's not what I expected. I mean, so just cutting that out, substituting the hydration amplifier, substituting the super red, super greens. There's a lot of things like that you can do. Even the collagen unflavored is nice to drink. But there's a lot of things you can do to substitute. The amino acids are probably one of the best. Get rid of these sugary beverages. Hey, what's up, Ivan? Nice to see you, bud. Yeah, the zeolite and black seed oil definitely to remove microplastics for sure. I've been hearing more about this, and I know, like I said, there's this Amazon special or whatever it is, Amazon Prime special coming out about plastics. But absolutely. And AJ, I agree, the parasitic treatment is going to be an awesome product. It really is. It's going to be great. Protein bar, not right now. I just kind of addressed that earlier. Teflon pots and pans are not to be used, toxic for human consumption. Yes, sir. Yeah, avoid Teflon at all costs. There's some really cool stuff coming out with the ceramics. There's some cool companies out there. Our Home, I think, is one that they're a little pricey, but they're high quality, I agree our essential oils are amazing, Kelly. I mean, especially when you look at the lab testing, you can't beat it. Well, you guys, I've had fun. This has been good. Oh, crap, it's 12:35 already. Y'all, you didn't say anything. All right, well, look, I'm going to wrap it up. I know you guys are just getting warmed up on the keyboard here. I can tell because I can't keep up. I'm trying to get down through just to see. All right, one more. Steve said, hey, I'm new to this, but I'm excited to learn about what kind of peptides we have. Well, the peptide market's interesting. We addressed this on our call on Monday. Lisa and I did. You should jump back and listen to that peptide talk. We just talked about the fact that what peptides are, but most of the trend right now in the peptide world has come from the pharmaceutical market, right? Insulin's a peptide. The GLP-1 agonists for weight loss are peptides. And There's a lot of peptides that are good for everything from gut healing to joint repair, muscle repair, tissue repair, to performance building, like the secretagogues that help increase like growth hormone. There's a lot of things peptides can do. They're very powerful molecules. But the weird thing is that it kind of got, the enforcement of the FDA was a little bit unclear, so a lot of the pharmacies stopped making it, and then it created this whole other market of like gray market suppliers that are bringing in under the radar, but not through pharmacy, not really as a supplement, but sort of in between. And that's a gray area, and I caution you guys to watch out for that because they can be contaminated and may not be tested, especially if they're injectables.